Right, let's get this started. And some fun in Discord with different versions of Kick Assembler doing strange things. So I'm glad I've not updated. We've got it: Andy Magic Knight, Mr. G, Prince Phase, Alan Darity, Steps, CB Meeks, Prize 7. Hey guys. Yeah, so Gameboy night tonight. So what I wanted to do, so let me just show you. Thanks for the host, Pro 7. And Dandy Magic Knight as well, thank you. Anything funky in the mail, Shalom? No. Why are you saying that? What, should I have got something funky in the mail? Oh, toy wise. No. Nothing really. What did I did order a few things this week, but it was just like this cooler. Yeah, I'm actually sat with the evaporative cooler between my legs, so I don't know if you can see this. If I do that, I know you can't see it, it's fine. I can blow the air directly up my t-shirt, which is nice. But yeah, nothing fun computer wise this week. Okay, so what I wanted to do tonight was I was going to do ladders, because the ladders are the kind of only remaining piece of movement code that we need to deal with. However, one thing I realized that we also need, and I can't see it now because I've gone past it, is door code. And the reason why I want to do door code is because it's one of the last remaining things that needs to change something on screen. Let me try and get across here. Oh shit. Do I not have any doors set up? I don't have any doors set up. Let me open another window. So with the doors, basically when you touch a door, it needs to animate. I'm going to do a very simple animation. It's just going to remove one char. So it's made up of, say, char, it's tiles, isn't it, in Gameboy? It's made up of 4 tiles. So it's just going to go 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 and disappear. But in order to do that, we need to draw to the screen. I do. He has pants on. Yeah, I do have pants on. When he said something funky in the mail steps, I was thinking, what the hell? First of all, how would anybody know my address? And secondly, what on earth would you be sending me? And then I realized you meant, have I ordered anything? I meant funny. I wasn't expecting like an envelope full of anthrax or anything, so it did do some changes in the code in the map here, but it didn't put the doors in. So let's stick a door in so we can actually do some tests. So if I put a red door in here, right, there we go. I think if I just export here, I think that works. Let's give it a try. Yeah, there we go. So we can walk through the door at the moment. So we need to add some blocking to the door so that we can't walk through it. We need to make sure that the keys can be displayed correctly. So unlike the power and the lives, which is just a linear number that goes up and down, this is going to be based on bits. So we'll have one byte in memory which has bit 0 for this key, bit 1 for this key, bit 2 for this key. So we need to display the right keys here. And then what we need to do is if we touch a door and you have the right key, then this door goes into a animation state. So we need to do a few things there. First of all, when we draw the screen, we need to make a note of where a door might be. Or we can do it when we touch a door. We have a little routine which first finds the bottom of the door and stores that in memory somewhere, and then slowly removes them per frame. But the thing is it will need to do this next time I load the screen up. It needs to not be there So the easiest way to do this is to have a list somewhere of doors that have been removed. I think that's going to be the easiest way to do this. So I need to have a think about that. But let's start by getting the keys done first. I tried to find out your address once, so I wanted to send you a surprise. Neither of them had your address. No, they don't. Number 67, Shalon Towers. Hey, Cosmin. Cosmin comes in and immediately gambles all his money and wins. Let me turn the races on for you guys. There we go. Let's give everybody some points. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to start by doing the keys down here first. So we need a variable somewhere in memory. So we'll set something up in RAM. We've got player lives, player power. So let's put player keys here. It's a single byte as well. So that's all we need, and then we need to in our player initialization here. I'm going to put that tune on again that I had on before. Oh, Turrican win. Did anybody bet on Turrican? Prouded. Nice. And Mr. G as well. So we're just going to set some basic things up here. So we've got the lives, we've got the power. So let's just copy that code. Oops. Let's start with key 0. And we should probably set some of these for the keys as well. So let's do it under here. So key red will be that one. Key green, just make sure I get them in order here. Will be that one. Cool. So that gives us some constants to use for the keys. Should we need them? We might not need them like that anyway. And then we need to update the HUD code. So let me just go through this and just remove anything we don't need for now. Come back to it later and add them if we need them. Update HUD power, update HUD lives, and so we need to update HUD keys. Here we go. Okay, so this is doing things going left to right. So we kind of want a similar approach to this. I'm going to sneeze. Am I? No, I'm not. Okay. Oh, God. Thank you for the sub, CB Meeks, or CBM Eeks. Yeah, CBM Eeks. That makes more sense. Thanks for the sub, dude. Appreciated. Any advice on how not to give up? Or how to not give up? The advice I always give is always try something a little bit outside your comfort zone. But if you're just beginning out, then make sure you're not too ambitious at first. So start with something very, very simple. Learn how to print your name somewhere on the screen or a message on your screen. And then once you can do that, learn to put some colors in it. And don't, if things don't work, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to come into our channel on Discord. I shall post a link on here if you're not there already. Come in there and ask questions. There's plenty of very helpful people. Yeah, come and join on the Discord, Gray. That's probably the best way. The people there is are really really helpful. A really nice group as well. Um, and you'll feel right at home there. There's everybody there is really nice, really helpful, and some very knowledgeable people there as well. I thought you gave you points. I did give you points. Did you use them all already? I did do an add points. Wait, is it only giving Streamlabs points? Maybe. Hang on. Successfully added 10,000. Yeah. Ah, I did give points. I don't know why you didn't get any. That's weird. Huh. Let me give you. Did everybody else get you? No, I can't give channel points. I don't think. Did everybody else get their points? You got 10,000. All right. Let me just add some to Cosmo. Oh. Poltergeist. I love this tune. Oh, it's not finding you. That's why. Oh, maybe I don't need the at. Let me try it without the at. Yeah, there you go. Strange. Okay. So we want to draw. We want to go across the same as we were doing with these, but we're going to change the code slightly to deal with different colors and different keys. But essentially the start is going to be the same. So I'm going to copy the code from the lives, and then we'll just adjust it. So let's have a look in the VRAM debugger, in the VRAM view. Hopefully I can make it a bit bigger. There we go. And let's have a look. So this is 9011. No, it's not. Oh no, okay. Should probably change that so it matches. Okay, so we need to find the beginning of the keys. So the beginning of the keys is here, which is 9009. Airwolf. I wondered how long it would take to get Airwolf. 9029. Okay. Okay, so we've got an index in B, we've got a value in accumulator, which is then passed into C, and then we've got our top row, bottom row. Okay, check if we draw a power bar or not. Okay, so this is where we need to do things a little bit differently. So, but this should be player keys. So with the lives, we're just checking if the lives value is less than or equal to the index. This is a bit different because now we're checking if this particular bit is set. So the way we're going to do this is this value here, we increment it here. We do this increment here. So instead of incrementing it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load it into accumulator there, which I've already done. And then I'm going to shift it to left. Now I can't remember any of the shift commands, so I need to go and have a look them up. And this way we're going to double the values. So we're also going to start it on 0, 1. Yeah. Let me just get the instructions up. There we go. It's instruction set. Right. Okay. So I'm looking for a shift instruction. Bit shift instructions. Here we go. So I want to shift things to the left because I want to double. Is it that one? Shift left arithmetic. Into the carry flag, 0 into there. Yes, this one. SLA. Okay, so I want to do SLA, the accumulator, like that. So this is going to shift the accumulator to the left. So we'll start on 1. Who would start? Buses Can Fly. Thank you for the follow. Nice name as well. I like it. So we need to do 3 of these. So first it'll be 1, then it'll be 2, then it'll be 4, and then if it gets to 8, then we've ended the loop. So the comparison here is going to be 8. We also need to make sure that we put that value back into B as well. Cool. So now we need to check if we need to draw a blank or we need to draw a key. So let's call that key. Draw blank, don't draw. Okay, this is fine. So the only bits we need to change now are these 3 bits here. So let's put some space in. There we go. So we need to check if we need to draw a bar or not. So we need to take the value that's in B and we need to AND it with the, wait, hang on, why is that? Oh, it's in C. There we go. So we need to AND the value that's in A with C. I'm just going to check that I can do that directly. I'm pretty sure I can, but I just need to check. I'm never quite sure. I switch between these 2 languages so much I forget. So AND accumulator with R8. Okay, so we can do that. So we can AND the accumulator with C. So what that's going to do is that's going to, so the number, the accumulator is going to go 1, 2, 4. And so if we AND that with the value in C, and that value is non-zero, then we need to draw a key. If it is 0, we need to draw a blank. And that's because the keys can be any combination of 1, 2, and 4. So it could be 1, 2, or 4, or it could be 3, or it could be 5, or it could be 7, or it could be 0. So by doing the AND, we're doing a bit comparison, and we're just working out which keys turned on or not. I just come here for gambling. I often forget there's a guy on screen. A bit of Ghostbusters. Also tonight I'm drinking this, which is kind of nice actually. Cherry 7-Up free. Can you give me a short introduction what is happening here? Yeah, sure. So about a year and a half ago now, maybe a bit less than that, I did a game for the C64 called Dot Cosmos. It was quite well received. It's quite different for a platformer. And I decided recently to have a go at doing a Gameboy Color game. And so I decided to convert the game to Gameboy Color, which is what we're doing here now. At the same time as learning Z80 in order to do it, or the Game Boy version of Z80 anyway. So yeah, that's what we're doing at the moment. So, and tonight I'm looking at getting keys working and the doors working as well. Welcome to the stream, Pixie, as well. Yeah, it's Z80. So, well, Game Boy Z80 assembly, so it's a very weird version of Z80. Not my favorite assembly language at all. Okay. So this checks if we're drawing a key or not. Yeah, it's a very impressive machine actually. This is why I ended up writing something for it. I was reading the hardware specs of various kind of machines from the 80s and early 90s. And I came across the Game Boy specs, and I was reading the Game Boy specs and I was thinking that's actually really interesting, because other than the fact it's Z80, hardware wise it's quite similar to how the Commodore works. It's got, it's got horizontal raster interrupts. It's It's got sprites that work in a fairly similar way, and not quite the same, but fairly similar. It has, addressable screen RAM. It has hardware scroll, although it's a better hardware scroll than the Commodore. So I thought I'd really like to try that. And then I read the Color Game Boy specs and realized, wow, it's exactly the same as the Game Boy, but just adds a few extra things to it. So the Game Boy Color is what I decided to go with. I actually do my testing on a Game Boy Advance, but the Game Boy Advance does have the hardware inside it for a Game Boy Color. So it's not emulating it; it's actually running on a Sharp, whatever it is, the weird Game Boy Z80 version that they've got in here. Amazing. How does one actually compile and run the code? So this is all just written in assembly in Visual Studio Code, and then I use an extension called RGBDS, which gives me the syntax highlighting and allows me to run the builds how I want. The builds are actually just make files. So you'll see, where is it? Should have a batch file. Yeah, it's just a batch file here, which just runs the RGB stuff. RGBDS stuff, and that generates a ROM then, and then the ROM will just load into an emulator like this. I'm using BGB because it's the one that's kind of meant for development, but you could just as easily run this in RetroArch or any other emulator that will run a Game Boy Color game. The reason I use BGB is because it has stuff like this. It lets me see video RAM, lets me see tar RAM and sprites and stuff, and kind of what's assigned where and how it redraws, and then my palettes and things. So it's kind of nice. The bottom camera shows Shallow flipping us off multiple times when he's counting. Okay. Okay, so to draw a blank, we need to decide what we need to draw on the top and bottom. So let me just load it up again. I need to get the so here's our video RAM, and in here there should be some keys somewhere, which are here. So this is the top half of the key, this is the bottom half, and these are the tiles we're interested in. So this is 3C and 4C. So this should draw blank keys now. Ignoring that the top half is going to be completely wrong, let's just ignore that for now, and just see if we draw blank keys for now. Really itchy nose. I think I need to shave my beard again. Okay, not see. Oh, I need to actually call this as well, don't I? I'm not calling it. Okay, so update HUD keys. So I need to call that here. We're just jumping directly to it. We're doing what's called a tail call here. Pardon me. So if I was to do a tail call is a kind of byte and cycle saver, really. So if I was to do this instead of this, then this routine would call this, it would come into here, it would run this code, it would get to this return, and then the return would send it back to here, and then we'd call return and would return from this function. But obviously that's kind of inefficient because now you're doing 2 returns. So it takes some extra cycles to do. And this takes 3 bytes in memory. So by doing a relative jump like this, what we can do, although we might have to move the code for this so it's a bit closer, so it's not too far, because a relative jump can only do 128 bytes. So there you go. What it does now is it jumps to this location, and then it jumps here, and then when it returns, it's like it's returning from this function. In fact, because of the location we've got it, we could probably even remove that completely because we don't even need to jump to it. It's just the next piece of code in line. So I'm going to remove it completely like that. And this is when you do a jump like that without returning from the function, it's called a tail call. I thought it was a different tune then, but it's not. It's the same one. Okay, so that should display the initial keys. Let's give that a try. Hopefully it shows them all blank. If I've done it right. And there we go. It shows blank keys down here, which is good. Okay, so we've got no colors on them, but we'll deal with that in a minute. The important thing is that the keys are blank down there, and that's exactly what we want. So if I set a different value in here now for our keys, so if I turn all the keys on like that, I mean, I could do it like this as well. But I will leave it like this because it's just a bit easier to see what's going on. So if I add all those key values together and then run it, we should see. Well, actually, we're not going to see keys. We're going to see lives, as lives are what we were displaying. But you get the point. So we can draw the bottom half of the key. That's easy because that is a single character. I wish I'd remember the size of these. Oh, this is the one that sounds like Halloween. Yeah, so this is the bottom half of the key. So this is 4D. So if we go and do that, draw key. So we did 4D here. So the only thing we need to change is this top half. That's going to be very different because at the moment it's only drawing one character, the same character in each of those spaces. So I'm setting it to 3D, which is this key here, but it means all the keys will be the square keys. Thank you for the follow, Bizzo. Welcome to the stream, dude. Yes, that's a good point. So we're going to do the C64 Pi giveaway on Saturday. So it's up there. It's this machine here, which is all configured now, all ready to go. It's Raspberry Pi C64, so it has got a Keychars in it. So I don't know if you can see that there. It's got the joystick ports and the switch on the side, but it does come with HDMI out and some USB sockets on there, and the power is just a USB-C, which goes in the back. A micro. So I'll be giving that away on Saturday. Same rules as last time. I think it's going to be probably a slightly more expensive ticket this time, 2,500 rather than 2,000. It's bought with channel points. You'll be able to buy up to 3. The competition will run from 9:30. Well, the giveaway will run from 9:30, which is when you'll be able to buy the tickets. And then at midnight, we'll draw a winner at random. Same rules apply. You have to reply to me within 5 minutes of your name being revealed to claim your prize. If you don't reply within 5 minutes, that's happened last time, unfortunately. Then we'll rerun the competition, the draw, and somebody else will be chosen, and then they'll get 5 minutes, and that will continue until somebody actually claims the prize. I've got a Competition Pro joystick coming, hopefully this week, to go alongside that. A proper Atari one, not a new USB one, an Atari DB9 plug. Competition Pro joystick, and there's a 32 gig SD card in there with a couple of 100 games on it, like a curated selection of the best games and demos. So it's a perfect kind of machine for somebody who's looking to kind of start playing around with the C64, but doesn't have a machine yet. Like Cosmin, maybe, yeah. Oh, Steps is a gent, isn't he? Okay, let's try this. So hopefully we should get keys now, but they'll all be the same square type. So at the moment we're getting people, and also the colours are wrong, but this should hopefully give us. There we go. So we've got keys. They're the right colours now. but they're the wrong shape at the top. So we need to work out which shape we need from the top here. So that's easy enough to do. That's this value here needs to change. So the value it needs to load into here depends on. Oh, actually, it's because I haven't got indexes, have we? So we need to make this a bit smart. Okay. So the easiest way to do this is going to be to use. Actually, I'm not sure the easiest way to do this because we're using most of these values now. Trying to think of an easy way to do index stuff here. Maybe I can push HL onto the stack or something. Let's have a look. So I can push AF, I can push a register pair as well, so I can. So I can push push register R16. Okay. Okay, so I can do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push D onto the stack because that's not being used here. So I'm going to push D here, and then I'm going to pop it again here. And then I just need to grab the address of a table. So I'm going to create a little table. Let me think how to do this. Okay, yeah, I'll do it here. Okay, so oh no, that's in RAM, isn't it? So let's do it in RAM. So I'm going to call it Keychars, and this is just going to be a list of bytes in here. Now, I could kind of convert this from powers of 2 back again, but I'm not going to bother. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the keys in the power of 2 locations, like so, like that. There you go. Because it's only going to save 2 bytes, and I'd probably use more than 2 bytes to do this code the other way around anyway. So, basically, these are our key chars here. They're just called 1, 2, and 3 at the moment, but I need to actually look what they need to be. So if I have a look in that one. What SID player am I using? It's using a SID player that's built into Deep SID. It's not Deep SID as such. It works similar to Deep SID, but it's a player that's built into. It's a JavaScript player that Deep SID uses. I was too lazy to figure out how to install it myself, so I just embedded the page in a small 1x1 iframe and just hook into the SID player that way. I know it's kind of cheating, but okay. So let me check the colors here if they need to be right. So cross, sorry, square, red, cross. Yeah. Okay. So this is 3D, 2E, 2F. So 3D, 2E, 2F. Okay. So now what I need to do is I need to load DE with this location here. Oh, it would be good if that was aligned as well. I don't know how to align this properly. Never mind. Let's do it this way. So I'm going to load accumulator with the contents of E. Then I'm going to add without carry. I'm going to add. Can I do add a comma? Hang on, I need to look this up. Basically, I need to add B to it. I'm not just wondering if I can even do that. I think I can. Add A, comma R8. Yeah, okay. So I can do add A, comma B, and then load E from A again, so that puts E back, and then I just need to make sure if there was a carry here. If we could align this, we could guarantee there wouldn't be a carry, but we don't know for sure, so I'm just going to do it this way. I'm sure there's a neater way of doing this, but this is absolutely fine for what I want. And there we go. So that should load. That should load DE with the value of the correct byte in here. And then I can do load accumulator with the contents pointed to by DE, and then a load accumulator there, and then we put DE back. So it seems a bit long-winded, but it should work, hopefully. So now when I run this, we should get the correct shape keys as well. So at the moment we're getting square, square, square. There should be square, cross, triangle. If it's worked, square, cross, triangle. There we go, it's worked. Okay, so let's try a couple of different variations of keys just to make sure that the key code is working properly. So let's remove the green key and just see if we get the red key and the blue key. No, okay, so we get the red and the green still. Did that actually compile correctly? I'm always suspicious now of my compilation or assembly, whatever you want to call it. Okay, that's weird. Let's just put naught back in there again, just to make sure that this is actually working at all. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Have I done the key? Oh, I've done the keys the wrong way around, that's all. What? Okay, let's have a look at that. There's something a bit weird going on there. So do we draw a key on? Okay, so we're going to get the value that's in player keys. So let's say that's 3 at the moment, which is what I've set to. We should only see the red and the green key get drawn. So it's going to load the accumulator with our current index, which is 1. And it's going to AND that with the value that's in C. Oh, hang on. Okay, to see. That should be compare A with B, that's why. That should be non-zero. And also we're appearing in a weird place, which I don't know why. Oh, error. Because of that. Okay, cool. So we've got the red and green. Let's try red and blue. Yeah. And let's try blue and green. That's perfect. Cool. That's what I want. I would maybe like this color to be gray, but to be honest, that is simply because where is it? In our palettes here. So there's 2 sets of palettes here. The ones on the right are the Sprite palettes. At the moment, we're only using palette 0 for this guy, and these are the palettes for everything else. So these are our keys. So keys are palettes 2, 6, and 7, and you can see there that there is like this gray color here, which is why we're seeing this. Well, it's not. It's like a brown color, which is why we're seeing this here. I'm just wondering if we can change that. If we change that, it's going to change this here. It's going to change it in here as well on the water. Is it going to change it anywhere else? No, maybe not actually. Let's have a look in the editor. Let's see what it looks like when we start changing palettes in here. So, whoops. So we zoom in on an area that is affected by that. So the water, this area is definitely affected because these pieces on the ground are affected. This rock up here is slightly affected as well. So let's zoom in on this area. I think that's probably about right. Okay, so if we were to change this color here to be more of a like a gray color instead. Yeah, you can see it affects these up here, so that's not good at all. So I'm going to put that back. Should probably grab the hex value from in here. It's the easiest way to copy it back. Okay. So the only other option we've got here is to change the palette if the key is disabled. I don't think that's worth the time that it would take to do that. I don't mean coding time, I mean the processing time that it would take to flip the palette just for this thing. It's probably not worth it. So I'm going to leave it as it is for now. It doesn't look bad at all. It's obvious that it's a key that's not there. The kind of the horizontal bars do that quite nicely, so that's fine. Cool. So with that in mind now, let's see if we can get this using the keys to open the doors. So, like I say, the doors are a strange one because at the moment what's happening is, well, let me go back to how the C64 version works. So the C64 version used sprites for doors. Oh, it's all my windows are shut. There we go. Oh wow, you guys have been queuing a lot. Cool. Yeah, the C64 version used sprites for doors, and what that meant was every room had a list of sprites that were shown on that screen. Now, I don't want to use sprites for the doors in this version. Really, the only reason is because I don't think it was the best use of sprites on a C64. However, it did mean the doors moved up quite smoothly. But they don't need to move that smooth. They just need to open. That's it. As long as there's a bit of an animation there, it should be fine. So I'm going to go instead with, and to show this in the VRAM viewer. I was already in it. See how it's made up of 4 tiles here? So I'm just going to blank these tiles out one at a time. So when you hit the door, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the doors disappear. But what that means is we need to know where the doors are on the screen and whether they've been opened or not. So I'm considering making this something in the level data maybe. So when you export from here, it automatically does a search for doors in each screen. So when you export the data for the screen, it will look and say, okay, there's a door tile here, there's a door tile here. So it will remember the characters that are in this location, and then if they get changed, it will remember that the next time it draws it. Because what I don't want to do is change this tile data. When the screen draws, it needs to just draw this screen, and any changes that have happened to the screen need to be drawn on top of it or removed on top of it. So I think the first thing to do is just to make the door actually animate. So we can, well, we need to stop against the door and then make the door animate. So let's have a look at getting that stuff in first. So we should have an assets file. I believe that's got some collisions in it. No, it doesn't. Maybe it's in collision. Yeah, so this collision table. I still need to change this. I am going to do this very soon. Maybe not for the next stream, but definitely on my 4 weeks off, I'm going to update the editor to have collision stuff in because I don't want to have to deal with this all the time. But okay, let's do it for now. Okay, so this is our ladder here. this is collidable, which is this bit here. So this is these rows here. Okay, so it's this bit. So what I need to do is split this into a few pieces, and then this will be the keys. So what we're looking at here is 0E repetition of 0, and then 1 1, which is our yeah, this is a good tune. I like this. This is our square and cross doors. So this is our red and green doors. And then this is really inefficient. This is why I need to update the editor to do this for me. Okay, now the door should be, we shouldn't be able to walk through the door anymore. We actually need to start thinking about something other than just one for the collision here as well. So I need to put some definitions in here as well. Actually, the definitions can go in here because they're just definitions like this. They're not actual byte reservations. So let's put these in here. So collision solid. Oops. Okay, so how do we do the doors? Should we do the doors as separate bytes for each one? Let's have a look, think about what we'd need. So if we did 3 doors, different colors, door red, door green, door blue, we'd also need collision terminal. We'd also need collision death. What else do we need? So we've got collision ladder as well. See, that takes us to 8. Oh no, that takes us to 7. This might be all right, actually. Do we need anything else? Collision door, collision terminal, collision death, collision ladder. Oh, and something we've not introduced the concept of yet, but I'll put it in now. Collision action. So collision actions are things like when you first grab the turbo out, tricked me then. I thought someone was when you first pick up the time device, you get a whole action sequence that happens. You get a message on the screen. The screen changes into the old timeline, and that's what an action is. It's just a point that when you hit it, it just causes some code to run. Same applies for all dialogues in the game. So anytime a dialogue pops up, it's just a collision action that's in a particular place. And these will basically just be there will be hidden blocks. They probably won't even register as characters. They'll just be a blank space, but they'll have a collision attribute attached to them. So they will probably be one of the tiles down here or something. There'll be a few tiles defined for different actions. That's one way to do it. We could also have areas as well, which we could define. I'll need to think about that, but for now, let's put it in so we've got it spare if we need it. Oops. There we go. How many kilobytes is your game, and how much space have you got left? Good question. So we are using not much, to be honest. We've still got that many bytes left over, which is what, 12, 13k bytes, and that's just in RAM. That's in RAM 0, so that's the standard RAM. But then we've also got the ROM banks, which is where the graphics are, and currently that's got about 10k free, I think. Yeah, 10k free roughly. But bear in mind that contains all the font and sprite tiles, so they're already set in place. And then we've got Rom Bank 2, which is the screens themselves, the tile data and the screens. So yeah, we've got a lot left. Space wise, we can actually go up to like 1 or 2 megabytes. We can use as much as we want. Obviously, the less space we use, the cheaper the cartridge becomes. But if we want to use more, we can. But I think we're looking at maybe. I think we can fit this whole game into 64k, I mean, it was a 16k game to begin with, so we might even fit it into 16k. But I do intend on this being a bit bigger as well, because I think I'm going to try and release this on cartridge through Bitmapsoft if he's willing to help me out. Jamie's been saying he wants to give it a try. We've been looking at prices and stuff, so if that's the case, then this will be the biggest version of .cosmos. So this will be at least as long as the C64 version, more than likely 3 or 4 times bigger. And maybe with save games as well or something. I'm not sure yet. But there's no reason we need to be limited by the same sort of space constraints that we have on the C64. Everything's done on cartridge. We can bank stuff in very quickly, and we can easily get up to 2 megabytes. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to be 5 minutes, guys. I'll be right back. And I'll leave the races on as well. All right, I'm back. So just a reminder as well, tonight after the stream, we're going to play, let's say after the stream, after the coding portion of the stream, so around about midnight, 12:30, we're going to play Fall Guys for the first time. So it's been doing the rounds on Twitch quite a lot at the moment, so I've had it downloaded for a while. Oh, the mic's on. Oh, it's weird. Oh, you can hear me. Okay. It's just steps then. You're getting old, steps. So yeah, gonna play some Fall Guys later on. Should be fun. I've not played it yet. I've watched a lot of like snippets of it here and there, so I kind of get an idea of what to do. And it kind of looks kind of random anyway, so should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it's great, and I don't just turn it off in a rage after 5 minutes. Let's do a raffle as well while you're all here. So this is something I need to start remembering to do, which is run a raffle whenever I come back from the break, just to give those who've paid attention for an hour pardon me, a chance to get some extra coins. So these are the collision types at the moment. They may be subject to change, but for now we'll do it like this. There we go. I think that should be enough. I don't think we need anything else. Most things can probably fit into the action that aren't already in the others. And failing that, if we do need more, I can always squash the doors down into a single thing and do some extra checks around that as well. But for now, what we can do is it means we can put these collisions into here. So the doors are going to be solid, so you can't go through them. So we need to have bit 1 set, but we're also going to have the corresponding bits set for each door. So this will be 3, this will be 5, and this will be 9, because that's 2, 4, 8 plus 1 for solid. So the question is, what does that do for our collision? What do we actually check here? So we get the character, we load the accumulator. Okay, so we're just checking for non-zero here, which is not what we need to be doing. Ideally, what we need to do here is we need to now check if it's solid. So this is where we actually need to start changing things a little bit here. Or A compares A with 0. Okay, so let's just AND this, and the accumulator with collision solid, because all we're interested in at the moment is if this solid thing is set. So this should still work now with the doors, hopefully. If all's done well. And there we go, that door is solid now. I can't get through it, which is good. That's exactly what can't get through in that mode either. Okay, good. There's nothing I can do to get through that door, I don't think. Let's try jumping from that screen. No. Okay, good. So that door is solid. But now we need to do some checks. We need to check when we do this collision check. We need to check if the door also has or if it also has another flag set, any of these other flag set. So I think the way I'm going to do this is instead of just doing the comparison here, we're going to do what it says. We're going to get the Char Collision. So I'm going to find where that's been used. I think there's only a couple of places where it's been used. Yes, they're all in the player. So yeah, you can see here and here they're being used. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to split it into 2 functions. So we're going to have the normal get Char Collision, and then we're going to say is collision solid. Now it'd be good if this didn't destroy the accumulator as well. So I think what I want to do here is make sure that that is retained somehow. So just trying to think how to do this. I think I can do that. Oh no, that pops the flags as well. So okay, for now let's put that in. So basically, anytime we call that function here, we're also going to call this collision solid. But what I want to do is be able to call multiple things here as well. I don't want to have to keep calling this every time before I call this, because it's going to get very inefficient if I do that. It says check, so it's that one, it's that one. Right, that's some more covered. Do we have a temporary? Maybe we've got some temporary values. We do have some temporary values here. We've got temp1 and temp2. So what I can do here is load there we go, and that means we can do that that routine again. Hey, Dr. Miz. Hey, Stackbats, welcome. So that means now this function returns A to its previous state, which means we don't have to worry about this breaking it. So we can do a comparison, then we can do another comparison. So what we're going to do is collision door here. And actually collision door is going to return something different. So I'm not too bothered about restoring the accumulator, because if we are touching a door, we don't need to do any other collision checks. This is going to be the last collision check we do. And so we're going to check against door red plus collision door green plus collision door blue. So we're checking against all of those doors. If it returns a 0, then we know it's not a door there. If it returns anything other than a 0, we know there's a door there, and we need to start doing a door animation, basically. Okay, so let's try that out. Let's see if we can get something to happen if we touch a door. So let's have a look. Let's go with player control. We're walking from the left to the right, so let's check when we walk right. So here. So we're checking two places here. We're checking the top and we're checking the bottom. So these are the pixel offsets. So if you look at the sprite, we're checking down here and we're checking about here as well. Cleans aura A and sets the 0 flag. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, here. So that. Okay. So the bitwise operations do actually affect the 0 flag. That's okay. That makes sense actually. Yeah. I'll tell you what would make sense though is if it was if the loads did it as well instead of it just being completely different just for the hell of it. Yes, Enrich, indeed. Dot Cosmos on Gameboy Color. Okay, thanks, Speckhomster. Okay. So now this is going to return if. Okay, so we need to. Where did I put that? Oh, I didn't put it anywhere, did I? So we just jump here. We skip moving to the right if we're in if it's solid. Hang on. Which is here. So at this point, what's happened at this point? So we cannot move right, but is there a door here? So here we can do call is collision door. And then if that returns let's call this skip door, right? That's nice actually, because it keeps it all at the end of a queue here, which means we only have to be blocked in a direction, and it will check if what is blocking us as a door, which is kind of nice. That should work quite well actually. Actually, is there a case where you might have no? Because the door is always it's always sealed in like an I shape. If you imagine a capital I, there's always a floor and a ceiling, and then the door's wedged in the middle. So it's not like you can be against a wall and door at the same time. You're either up against the door or you're up against the wall. You can't be half and half. So that's fine. So is there a door here? So what I'm going to do is something really simple. If there is a door here, I'm just going to change some player attribute. I'm not sure what I'm going to change, just so I can see something happen. There you go. I'm going to do that. So this is just temporary debug. So we're just going to load the player Y value, and then we're going to inc HR. And that should just kind of, it's probably just going to make him jitter. Actually, let's decrease it so it goes up. It's just going to make him jitter about, I think. But it should be enough for us to notice that we've hit the door or not. So, yeah, Sprite Color is another one. But the thing with Sprite Color is it's palette based. So I'd have to change the palette for the sprite, which is a little bit trickier. It's not, no, because you can change it in player attributes. So let's have a look, actually. Well, let's see if this makes it apparent. If it doesn't, then we'll go down that route. Okay, I'm not seeing anything there at all. Okay, let's try the player attribute thing. So player attribute is stuff like this. So we're going to load the player attribute, and then I need to work out what the actual things are. So let's do it here. Gameboy Color sprite attributes. Hopefully it takes me to Pandoc, so it takes me to this, same thing. PGs, sprite attributes, so byte 3, byte 4 palette number. Wait, what? Hang on. Oh yeah, byte 3. Okay, so this is this one. So the palette number is these ones. So the bottom 3. So if I change that to a non, right, so that's the standard palette. So let's do this with an OR instead, and change it to 5, 2, 3. So that should set. It should set this weird greenish palette down here. So hopefully it'll be really obvious. Okay, so we're not hitting that at all. So let's have a look at the code. Call is collision door. Well, actually, we can have a look at this in the code as well. So if we look for, God, where is this going to be now? Skip door, right? 025, 025F. I need to check that that's the same when I rerun it again, because it's not always 0263. See, it changes. O2. Oh no, hang on. Enter instructions. No, I don't want that. I want to jump to. Go to. There we go. 0263. Thank you for the host, Prince Face. Appreciate it, dude. Okay, so this is this code here. This is the player attributes. So this is where we return after seeing if it's a door on that side or not. So hopefully this is going to break constantly. Yeah, see, it's breaking all the time. So that's good. So let's put a breakpoint in here. Okay, now it's not breaking. It's not breaking at all here. Oops. Is this also checking? This might also be checking if we're not hitting things. I need to think about this. Hang on. Yes, I need to change this, don't I? Okay, I can tell what's wrong here. So I'm going to leave this as skip right. And I'll put skip right there. Then all the stuff inside the right-hand side will work. But what I need to do is when I check, can I walk left or right? I need to, if I can't walk left or right, I need to check door right. Oh my God, capitalization. Like so. Because if we're blocked, then we need to check. If we're not blocked, then we just need to run through the normal routine and skip right where we need to. So this will be check door right here. So now it should only happen when I collide into something. So let's give that a try. So it shouldn't break all the time now. So 0256, okay. So into the debugger. This is a really good mix of this. Uh, 0256. So now only if we're blocked on the right hand side should that call. And it's not. It's calling it all the time. Let's have a look. Let's think about this. No, that should. Oh, here we go. When we do walk, we need to make sure that we don't check for the door again. So at the end here, oops. I just need a. I'm just trying to keep it separate so I can make sure that I can see what I've changed it because I'm going to have to do this on the left-hand side as well. Okay. Let's check the door code here. 0258. Oh God, which one have I just run? Let's try it again. I wish it would close down the last one. 0258. There we go. So now only if we're blocked on that side should it stop, which it has done. Perfect. I don't know why it stopped there though. That's weird. Oh, is that the jump? That's probably where the call is to. Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay. So it's getting here. The carry flag, can't see. Oh, it's there. Is set at this point. Let's get rid of that. So let's try and not set. What? There we go. So now when I hit that door, he changed color. Now I just need to make sure that that's not just because it's hitting something on the right hand side. So I'm going to go here, and you can see it's not changing color when I hit that wall there. It's only when I hit the door. It's, or a Smurf, and it seems to change. I think because because I haven't actually set any of these palettes. I've only set one palette. So the palette that you get is just the last one here. That's all I'm setting it to. So you get whatever it is. But yeah, that's good. That means he knows he's touching a door. So what I'm going to also do now is I'm going to see if I can set the palette based on which color door I'm touching. So I'm going to think about how to do that. I think I can do it quite easily if I can do that. I think I can do that. Well, we'll soon find out. No, I can't do that. Why can't I do that? Okay, so I can't or accumulate with a pointer to memory. Ugh, that's annoying. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. What can we do? So we can ignore it with HL. So we'd have to put it in HL. So I bet HL is being used though, isn't it? Because it looks like it's being used here. All right, it's temporary, so we're just going to push HL and we're going to pop it again here. I mean, it's just a temporary thing anyway, so. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. He's just going to pick a random, well, he's going to pick a palette based on the door, so which is what I'm trying to do here, but I should do it. So now, depending on the color of the door, he'll pick a different palette. So the red is has a bit number of has a number of 1. Actually, it doesn't. It has a collision of. It's the collision that's the interesting thing here. So it has a collision of 2, 4, or 8 for blue. So it's actually the palette's gonna be a weird number here. So I don't know what's gonna happen. But we should see, hopefully, if I look in VRAM, so we should see this palette here, which is like purple, red, and pink. When he hits this, which is, yeah, that's what we get. Actually, it looks kind of cool like that. He does not look bad like that. That's not bad at all. He's Ken to Doc's Ryu, isn't he? Okay, so let's just change rather than mess around with no, let's actually change the door here. So let's put a green door here instead. And the blue one's going to do something weird because of the numbers that I've picked, but the green one should give me, let's have a look. It should be this one here. So this is going to be like pink, blue, and cyan, which he has done. Perfect. He definitely looks like a Kung Fu. He did. In the red was really good, actually. I'm annoyed that it's a random palette choice because I imagine, I guess I could watch the VOD and kind of pick it up again, but it was pretty good. Oh, some Turrican betting going on there. 5,000 on Turrican from Mr. G. What would that end up being? That would be 60,000 back, wouldn't it? So. Oh. Oh, Turrican's actually going for it then. But Doc's on a mission. Turrican wanted a piece of that then. All right, let's export. Whoop, let's export the blue door. Oh, okay, we've got an erroneous dock in the top corner there for some reason. Okay, he disappears. I think the reason he disappears is because of the byte that I'm changing. So what I'm going to do instead is before I OR that value, I'm going to shift it to the right. Yeah. Bob's color was a bit weird. If you do ever get weird issues with the game, with the races, if you just clip them and let me know, give me a link to the clip, then I can go and investigate and see what's going on. It's hard for me to tell without the tips. But yeah, when Doc changes time, it does set the color of everything different, including I think Bob goes like a pink color, I think. So it could be that. Okay, so I'm expecting a palette of purple, yellow, blue, grey. Perfect. Right. Okay, so not only does he know hang on, is that right? Hang on. 248. Yeah, no, that's right. Not only does he know he's hit a door, he knows which colour door he's hit. So that means if I keep that here and get rid of all of this, A now contains door number, and that would be 1, 2, or 4. So we need to do the same thing on the left, which means I need to put a door somewhere else to test it on the left-hand side. So let's go and do that. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go and find the left-hand side thing, which is here. So here's where skip left is. So let's have a look. So this would be skip left. That would be skip left here. And that would be skip left here. And this would be check door left. And we get rid of that label there. There we go. And then here we just need to change that for check door left. Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to think how to go about doing the doors. I'm just having a little think. The tricky thing is not going to be making the doors disappear. That's going to be fine. The tricky thing is going to be when you go off the screen and come back on, making sure that the door stays unloaded. The problem is we can't just remove it from the tile data because the tile data is stored in ROM, so we can't change that. So we're going to have to store something in RAM to say when you've drawn this screen, can you also remove this door? And that's we're going to have to make notes of where those doors are. So okay, yeah, no worries. Hey, Retro Steve, welcome to the stream, dude. Okay, so let's see if we can check the door left. So let's go and stick another door. Let's put the door over here. Let's put this back to how it used to be. And let's put a door down here. Let's stick a red door here, like so. And hopefully we should get blocked. And our palette color should go to palette number 1 when we hit this one. And let me just save where I'm to with this timeout, just in case. Not the timeout, sorry, with the object. The reason I'm keeping all these old versions around is sometimes I need to go back and have a look at other ones, and it's a bit easier than it's a bit easier than pulling out different commits from Git. So and the Magic Knight with the failed. There he goes. He's got it right that time. Okay, cool. Let's give that a run. Hopefully now we should have collision on left and right. So color should change when we hit this door here, and it's going to change to this red, blue, green, purple thing. Oh no, it hasn't changed at all. Why has it not changed? Oh, it would be this one anyway, but it's not changed. Oh, because I took the color out. That's why. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I know it works anyway. I just want to check that we. Oh, there was a bit of a speed up there. I don't know if you saw that. Well, I'm going to assume that's to do with the emulator, because we've been having some issues with that. Andy also giving the the disclaimers as well there as well. I should change that. I should change that message to say get the C64 code. You are on a roll. You're doing a fine job tonight. 10 AMK points just for being a good mod. Okay. I'm not going to bother checking that. I think that's absolutely fine. We know that that's working. In fact, one way we could check this, one really easy way we could check this, and this will kind of help with the key stuff, is if we start with no keys, and then if we do hit a door, we've got the value in the accumulator now, so we would just we load HL with player keys, and then or the accumulator with the contents of HL, and then load HL back with the contents of A, like that. And there we go. That should add the keys. If we hit the door, it will add a key of that color. I can't believe I didn't think of doing that before. That's a much neater way of doing this. And it's kind of the opposite of what we need to do. So we need to do the opposite of that and check if the key color does not exist. Check if the key color does exist. Sorry. An error here somewhere. What have I done wrong? Oh, player 174. What have I done wrong? Oh, perhaps to actually store the value back in there. There we go. So now if I touch this door, I should get a blue key, which I don't. I just appear randomly somewhere else. It's because we're using HL, so we need to push HL, up HL. Again, this is temporary code, so I'm not forced it's going to disappear. Oh, a bit of Turrican. Oh. Oh, what the heck? Oh dear. That's not right at all. I mean, that can be that. Doesn't need to be HL. But that's not it. That's not what's going on here. What? We'll just get rid of that completely. What the hell? Okay, let's just do it on one side. Oops. Why does it work on that side but not on the other side? So as long as I'm going left, this is going to work, right? No, okay. I didn't add the keys anyway, so... Actually, do you know what? I'm not going to do any of this. I'm just going to do that. Doesn't matter if we OR it or not. We just want to see what door we're touching. We don't care if we've got the right keys or not at the moment. Just make it as simple as possible. Okay, and the reason we're not seeing it is because the HUD is not updating. So the HUD is not updating because in interrupts, where do we do the HUD update? Oh, do we not do it every time? Do we do it in the main, maybe? Init HUDs. Oh, wait, we don't actually call the HUD updates anymore. So we call it from here, but we don't call it from anywhere else. Okay. So this is going to be interesting because I don't think this is going to work properly just by doing it at this point. Because what we're trying to do now is we're trying to update the screen when it probably shouldn't be updated. So we might need to set some flags instead to have it update in the interrupt. Let's try it. I don't think it's going to work though, because it's not going to allow us to change screen while we're actually while the raster's in that area. So we do it here like this. But I don't think this is going to work. Where's the left hand side? There. I think this is going to throw an error. Oh, what's that? Should he not have won that? Let's have a look. No, he did. He just won it. It was just incredibly close. So, oh, the colour of... Oh, with Bob, yeah, that's kind of funny colour, hasn't he? He goes pink there, that's normal. But his colour does look like he's half green. Oh, Mayhem. At which point? Mayhem looks fine. Bub. Yeah, Bub looks like he's got half green, half light green or something. I'll have to look at that. It's probably to do with the it's probably a problem in the GIF because it's just a GIF that I've added in there. Hailing Gamer, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. All right, let's give this a try. Oh, and look, it's doing that half. Oh, because we're changing things. This is the problem. If we do this, we're changing stuff. So, okay. So we can't just do this here. Ideally, we should be doing this in a loop anyway. We should be doing this in the V blank interrupt, but I don't think there's enough time in the V blank interrupt. That's the problem. If I try and put that in there, I think we'll get into all sorts of weird issues. Okay, just if to prove me wrong, it's not showing me anything. But you see the key. Okay, something strange happened because I appeared through a wall as well. Okay, let's try that again. So I definitely got the blue key, but I immediately appeared here as well, which would imply that we're doing this screen exit stuff. And we probably shouldn't be doing that at all. Okay, let's try it again. Let's go to the other side. Because it seemed to be drawing the key absolutely fine. And I'm not seeing any glitching caused by having this in the interrupt loop, which is nice. Which means we probably can keep it in there. Oh, you see on the red side, it's fine. It's set the red key on. Let's try the blue one. But the blue one, for some reason, ports me here and then draws this extra piece of shit here for some reason. Interesting. Okay, so it's only happening when we go to the right, not when we go to the left. So that's one thing to think about. So when we go to the left, this is what happens. We set the keys, and then the branches skip left here. Everything is fine. Thank you for the follow, Chronos. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing okay. And this is doing the same thing. Oh, it's still doing a call update keys. Let's get rid of that. Okay. That's what it is. It's going to be that. Okay, so this would be fine then. There we go. Oh, but you see, look, no, it's not fine. Something weird is going on. I might have to try on the real device in a minute because this is the sort of weird stuff. Okay. Is it these shifts that I'm doing? Is it because I'm shifting something to the right in a weird way? Let me check the instruction set. Checks the pops and pushes. Yeah, I've taken them out now. That's the thing. The only pop and push I had was in the collision, and that's only happening. In fact, it's not happening anymore. Turrican won 60,000. But is he being profitable for you? That's the thing. So there's a push and pop pair in here. But they match. There's no other jump around them. It's inside them, sorry, in between. The other is just palette stuff, which is fine. That's always been fine. LCD weight, that's always been fine. Pop DE, that's drawing the map. No, I don't think it's that. Where's the push that matches that law? Interesting. There it is. Is there anything skip over that? No. Okay, so it's not that. The collision, all the collision's doing is setting some flags in here. I wonder if it's to do with the type of instruction that I'm using to do shift to the right. Because I think I'm using arithmetic shift to the right, which might set the carry flag, I think. I'm using this one here. Shift right arithmetic. It puts a 7 in the top space here. Sorry, it leaves the top byte alone. So that means Yeah, the top light should never be set anyway. When it comes to here. What happens if I just remove the keys from here? I think it's to do with this. I think this is happening in a weird place and that's causing some issues. But let's see what happens if I just turn the key thing up. Okay, so I can seem to move between screens okay now. But the moment I draw those keys on the right and on the left, why that would be causing issues, I don't know. Player keys is a separate byte in there. Should be fine. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, now let's turn the key update off in there. Okay, right. So calling this update transition breaks some things. Let's turn the OAM copy off. So I'm not going to be able to see and move, but I should be able to get to that side of the screen okay. It's a timing thing. That's all it is. It's a timing thing. There's not enough time in the update to do this. Okay. So we need to speed something up in here. Let's put that back actually and just turn it off. Yeah, see how I can go back towards that screen perfectly fine. If I go this way, get the red key. Yeah, okay. So it's just the fact that we're doing things in the VBlank and there isn't enough time to do any of this in the VBlank. So, okay, I need to have a think about that. I'm gonna take a quick break while I have a think on that. But essentially, we're doing too much in this VBlank, so we need to move some stuff out of this. Problem is we can't draw anything on the screen while the raster is drawing on the screen itself. We can't change any of the VRAM stuff. There are some helpers we can use in BGB, which will allow you to turn an exception on if you try and do something if you try and update video RAM while the video RAM is being drawn. So we might be able to use them. We might have to just create something which does some of the sprite copy in a different location and use the H blank instead for it. But that's what it comes down to. We're seeing weirdities because some of the data that should be being drawn to the screen is not being drawn to the screen. And so we're getting kind of weird behaviors like sprites in weird places and stuff. So, all right, I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Be right back. All right, I'm back, guys. Anyone win big then? Oh, another Turrican win. Nice. Oh, I don't know why it's come on again. It must have just been time for it. There we go. Okay. Oh god, this cooler is really nice. Let's check my messages. It'd be good not to care about these messages eventually, which is important. Okay, good. Right. So the problem is we can't update things quick enough in that VRAM VBlank area. So we need to see if we can do anything somewhere else. So what have we got here? We've got the transition, we've got the sprite copy, and then ideally we want the HUD stuff in here. So is it this sprite copy? Is that what's taking all the time? If we just turn the sprite copy off and put all the other HUD calls in here as well. Do we have enough time to do those? Yeah, my room is... Actually, my room's at 29, which is not bad. But I've got the aircon on over there, and I'm sat in front of an air cooler here, so... But the air cooler is only really cooling this area here. It's not really cooling much else. But it is very nice and cool, which is nice. So I need to check that it's still flowing. It's good. Okay, so do I have enough time to go between screens? No, see, it's still doing weird stuff. So there really isn't enough time to do any of these HUD updates. So either we need to make these more efficient, or we need to find a way to call these somewhere else. Okay, this is an interesting one. Oh, thank you for the follow, Chronos. I don't know if I said that already, but thank you anyway. Okay. So H-blank interrupts. Do we have any H-blank interrupts? I think the only one... Oh, hang on. We do have this char... okay. Let's try moving those into here. Don't think this is going to be ideal though either, to be honest. See, it started in the wrong place, so I can tell that's wrong straight away. Yeah, it's starting as in an odd place now, so... yeah, it's not working correctly there at all. Okay, so what about if we move where this interrupt happens? Because I think what's happening here, in fact, we can check this with these. So this is going to offset the screen a little bit. So we should be able to see how much time it's taking. And it looks like it's taking... Actually, I can't freaking tell at all from that. Yeah, I can't... Oh, it starts here. Does it? Or does it start here? Let's move it by 1 pixel instead. I wish there was a good way to see... Right, so the char animation shadow copy, that's what's making the torch flicker and the water animate. So let's just turn all that off and see how much the HUD keys take. I wish I could tell easy. Oh, there you go. So it looks like it's not taking many lines to draw that HUD at all, to draw the keys. So let's try drawing all of the HUD and see where that happens. And again, it's not changing that many. It's not taking that long to do. So you can see here the offset here just is how long it's taking, and it's not taking that long. But we are still getting weird glitches. This is the strange thing. I'm going to turn all of those off and see what happens. Like, can I walk back and forwards between here? Yeah, I'm not getting any issues. The transition is working fine. Okay, so this is fine if we just do that. It's fine if we just do one of these, I think. Let's try just one. Oh, it's put me in a weird place. I don't know why it's putting me there all the time. Because that's where it should be. But for some reason, these are causing some issues. So let's just put the keys on. So let's go through them one at a time. So, okay, so putting the update keys on for some reason spawns me here, and I don't know why. Even though it's only taken one line, but you can see that it is behaving really weirdly. But I shouldn't have fallen through that though. Okay. So what are we doing in update HUD keys that is different? Nothing really. We are using all the registers, but I would have thought the interrupts. Oh, do I need to save and restore? Ah, okay. I need to see. Maybe it's because I'm not saving the registers. Hang on. Game Boy interrupts. Let's have a look what's actually happening. Interrupts. Here we go. Myth. I do like this tune. Because maybe I just need to push all the... F is not auto-pushed. Everything... interrupts don't save registers, coders jump. All right, okay. So really, I could probably get away with doing this. Push AF, push BC, push DE, push HL, and then at the end do pop HL. Yeah, I don't know why I wasn't thinking it wouldn't be the same as the C64, because you have to do this on the C64 as well. So okay, so now let's do the update keys. Aha, I think we might have it. Yes, I think that's probably it. I think we can probably turn all of these on now. So in fact, it's kind of bad that we're not doing it in the V blank as well. So let's go and do it in the V blank down here. The question is, do we need to do all of them? I think we probably do need to do them all. Okay, so now I can see that it's taking a lot more time to do things, but we're not getting any other glitches. I mean, the glitch that we're seeing is perfectly normal. That's what I'm expecting. Although the keys are behaving a bit weird, but okay. All right, so let's take that crap out now. I can't believe that. That's super newbie error there. I mean, that's kind of interrupts 101, really. Oh, some nice big wins there. Did everybody bet on him? Okay, I think this is working now. So the only issue I've got is it seems to, when I pick a different key up, not show the right color straight away until I move off screen and then go back. So I don't know why that is, but HUD, power, lives, keys. Could it just be where these are being called? Are these being called in a place now that is... Can we make an interrupt only happen in H blank? Okay, that's the next step. So first of all, I'm going to remove that one. I'm going to try moving these back into V blank, see if that fixes anything. Oh my god, I think this is actually fine now. So we did have enough time, it's just we weren't saving the registers. Yeah, this is working fine now. God damn it, that was annoying. That's such a newbie error as well. I'm ashamed of myself. I'm really ashamed of myself for that. Because that's working fine now, which is actually a massive relief. So I can tell that the character interrupt happens here, in the middle of the screen, because we're getting this weird glitch halfway down. It's kind of hard to tell on the waterfall, but there is definitely a glitch going on there. Or is there actually? Because it's there as well. Maybe there's not. Oh no, maybe it's not. Oh god damn it, that's so frustrating. So you should be. Oh man, I'm so annoyed with that. So annoyed with that. Because not only is that causing me some issue now, but this is episode 11, and I've only just put register saving into the interrupts. That's kind of bad. I don't know why I was assuming that you could get away with not doing that. Because it's of course it should be. We're not using any kernel method to do it. It's just calling this, so it has to remember where it is. Oh man, that's so annoying. All right, at least we know it works now. Yeah, at least it's sorted now. Yeah, I'm just so ashamed of that. It's kind of bad. All right, cool. Oh god, here we go. Thank you, Andy. I was just about to do it myself. There's another one though as well. There we go. Why do they do that? I don't understand. It's weird. Shiny, you should be punished to do vanilla JavaScript for a whole month. No, I'm already doing that pretty much anyway. So actually, I'm not doing vanilla. I'm doing ES6. So yeah. Thanks for doing that, Andy. I don't know why they bother. It's so stupid. Okay, right. We've got about 45 minutes before I have a go Fall Guys. So what can we do in 45 minutes? I wanted to get the doors working. So now we know that we're hitting a door. Let's try and start removing the door. So for instance, here we know that we've hit a door. So let's create a new file. We're going to call it doors, because we're going to need to handle a few things for doors. So let's go ahead and copy the kind of basic setup for this. So we need to give it a section. So we'll call this doors code. It's going to live in ROM 0. We've got plenty of room in ROM 0. The slack is around about 16K, I think. Not 16K, sorry. 13K. So we've got about 13K slash. There's plenty of room for doing that. And then in main, wherever main is, don't need the collisions. Where's main gone? Don't need the map. Not that one. Main. There we go. Let's import that in here. Okay, so for now, let's not worry about if the door appears when we come back on the screen. We can deal with that once we've got the door itself working. But what we do need to do is we need to have a list of active doors. And if we hit them, okay, so the first thing we need to do is, can we open door? So this is the first routine we're going to call. In fact, we can do this with a whole set of routines. So we'll just do call check for door open, we'll call it. Yeah, we'll do that. And we'll do this. Oh, actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to call it check door open left and check door open right. You'll see why in a second. So the reason I'm doing one for left and one for the right is because first thing we need to do is we need to work out where the actual where the character is that we're hitting. And that needs to be different for if we're doing it on the left and if we're doing it on the right. Actually, is it? Because we might already have that location in memory. Because we've done this check, his collision door. So hang on, let me check collision door. So we do this. We get in the character at this location, DE. So at this point, DE contains the lookup that we're doing. No, it doesn't because we override it here. Okay, that's fine. Let's work from one side first. Let's do the right hand side because that's the quickest one to get to. So what happens? We get the char at this position, returns the address in DE. Okay. Which it doesn't actually at this point. This is okay, I need to think about this. Where is DE? Let's go back to the beginning. See, DE is not set at all here. Oh, get char position. Okay, that's different. Where is that? That's at the top here. Ah, okay. So at this point, DE contains the address. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a temporary thing in here. We're going to call it collision char address. And this is going to be 2 bytes. And what we're going to do is we are going to load the value of DE into... No, we're going to load... hang on, little endian. So we're going to have to do it like this. So what this is going to do, this is going to store that address at this location. And we need to do that every time we get a character collision that we are also going to check against the door. Then if we do check against the door, we immediately jump to a door routine. So we know that this value will be the char that passed the door check. So we'll do it here as well. And we'll do it here. So now we know when we get into this routine here, then when we do check for door, we can just do check for door open. We don't need to do right and left now because it's already going to know which side it's on. Okay. Okay, so check door open. At this point, the accumulator equals the door number. It's going to be 1, 2, or 4. So the first thing we need to do is we need to call do we have key? Because if we don't have the key, we can immediately exit. And so here we're going to take the accumulator and we're going to compare it to is it player keys? So we probably need to push HL. I'm trying to make sure I remember anything I use now. I need to, because this is going to cause an issue because this is called in the middle of a routine which is using HL. So okay, Andy on 447k. Wow. I'm out of my Sprite, my 7-Up even. We're on 7-Up today. Thought we'd go for, was this a Coca-Cola one or is this the Pepsi one? Oh, this is Britvic, apparently. I thought Coca-Cola owned one of these, or maybe Coca-Cola owns Sprite. Ah, okay, Britvic owns these. Oh, you streamed some 3DS. How did you do that? Did you just have the camera on the screen, or did you have a TV out for it or something? Because I was considering doing that with my 3DS as well, but I wasn't sure how to get it on stream, and I don't really fancy pointing the camera at it. You can stream soft modded 3DS over the net. Ah, interesting. I'll have to do that because mine's soft modded as well. So I think, yeah, it is. Of course, it is. Because yeah, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it is though. And S7 don't work because it only works in 3DS mode. Oh, that's a bit annoying. Or emulator, yeah. Okay. So do we have keys? So we now need to load HL with player keys. So that's the address of that. And then we can and the accumulator because the accumulator contains the door number with the contents of HL. Now, in the collision, I seem to remember. How do you clear the carry flag now? Is it oh god, fucking hell. Honestly, remembering stuff is annoying. Ore, that's the one. Thank you. I'm glad you're here, Specumster. Because annoyingly, you would think that if that is set carry flag, you would think that is clear carry flag, but it's not. It's complement carry flag. So actually, that would clear the carry flag in combination. So actually, those do need to clear in here because you need to make sure that the carry flag is set at the, or a yeah. It's not going to change anything. Okay, that's fine. That's fine as well. Just need to make sure the carry flag is clear at this point. So I need to do the same thing in here. So I need to start with the carry flag clear. And I'm going to do the same chunk of code here, which is I'm going to return, if the 0 flag is set, I'm just going to return, so the carry flag will be clear. But if the carry flag is set, then we have the key. So jump if carry is set to we have the key. Which is going to be here. And I'm going to indent those one more because Now, what that means is we need to, before we return, we need to pop HL again. So any pushes we do up here need to be done here as well. If we do have the key, then what we're going to do is we're just going to remove it from the player key list for now. So in order to do that, HL will already be set to the player keys. So we should be able to, unfortunately, the accumulator is not going to be correct at this point. So I am actually going to fucking hell. Bit of Airwolf. Is it assembly? Damn. Yes, it is assembly. Assembly has actually a lot of fun if you defeat your fear. Yeah, it is. It is a lot of fear. Oh, right. So this and here resets the carry. So I don't need to do this. Okay. So the carry is cleared at this point. Ah, yes, of course, that makes sense. Actually, it doesn't make sense. That's kind of daft. So, but okay, whatever. So I don't need that. Fair enough. That's why it was working anyway. Yeah, race all doesn't work yet. Oh my god, you were going to go all in on that. Did you know that race all didn't work, or were you genuinely trying to bet everything? Oh my god, he's going 200,000 on Mayhem. Oh, I'm interested now. I'm interested. Quanturican. Mayhem's like dead last. He almost never comes last. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to remove that number from the player key list. So actually what I can do quite easily, because we already have the value in the accumulator when we start this, but we're destroying it here. So if I oh man, I kind of want to keep, oh no, actually we'll still have the same value. So what I should be able to do is if I subtract, will that work? If that works, that's kind of cool. That's one of the few things I do like about Z80. Sub. No, it won't. Fuck's sake, it needs to be the other way around. No, but it will work that way. That's annoying. Fuck no. Okay. I'm trying to do it without using any registers or an Elvin, but I don't think it's gonna work. So but it's all right. I'm just gonna push another set of registers here. Okay, so in that case, we can do load B with the accumulator. Oops. Load accumulator with HL. And we can sub A with a register. Okay, so we can do that. And then load HL A. Right, okay. We have the key. So, okay. Right, let's see if this works. First of all, let's give ourselves both keys. So we want red and blue. So that is 1 and 4. So that's 5. Nope, something's not worked. Player 55. Oh, fuck's sake. Okay. So annoying. No. Why is that still wrong? What am I doing wrong here? So 66. Oh, because I'm doing the same here as well. For fuck's sake. All right. Which means I'm also going to have to do it here. Also going to have to do it here. Ugh. Check for door open. Check. If I put check for door open everywhere. Check for door open. Check for door open. Fine. Okay, so we've got a blue key, we've got a red key. Hopefully if I touch the doors, they remove. Okay, good. Right, so the keys are being removed when we hit the door. That's a good start. Okay, so the next job is to work out where the bottom of this door is and start doing the door removal routine. So this is removing the key. Now at this point, DE contains our okay. Let's do some checks here. DE should contain our screen address. So let's check. We have key OBCD. Oh wow. Hayes on a gift submission. Thank you very much, Hayes, for the 5 gift subs. And welcome to the subs for Madsy, Prow7, Warlock, Mr. G, and DMX87. Thanks, Hayes. Appreciated. And lots of Kim as well. I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of that Shimmer video. I love it. How many points does it give you? How many points did you have? I don't know how many points you had. It's just buying points. 2k per sub. I think it's just on whatever the default is on Stream Elements. Rip off. Thank you anyway. Appreciate it, dude. Oh, actually, let's do a raffle. See if you have better luck in the raffle. While I figure out what to do next on here. Okay, oh yeah, we're trying to work out where D is. So OBCD. Let's close all these windows. OBCD. Okay. So at this point we have the key, so this should only happen once. but I want to see what DE says it's at. So DE says it's at 0527, which is definitely not correct. Because it's not DE we should be looking at, it's collision charger C821. Okay. And C821 says C345. So let's have a look on the screen on the VRAM. Andy won 10,000. Oh my god. It's Rick Astley, it is, isn't it? Okay, what was that value again? C345. Okay, so okay, so it's giving us the shadow RAM copy, which is fine. We just need to make sure that's taken into account. So, and that is correct. C345 is this bit here. Okay, cool. So, in that case, I'm going to make some comments about what we need to do. So, find the base of the door, store in the door animation list, and that's it, really. And then the door animations will happen probably as part of the VRAM as well. The VBlank updates. Oh god. Channel pints, that would be good, wouldn't it? I'm trying to remember what I was doing on the last stream on Saturday. Oh, it was the okay, yeah. So next stream I want to do a bit more work on the behaviors. There's a few of the behaviors that I'm not entirely happy with. So I want to try and look at those and just do some general polish around the enemies, ready for making an editor. So along with doing this, updating this editor for the Game Boy, I'm going to make a new editor, probably based on this actually. I'm probably going to use this as the base code. There's going to be an editor for the Saturday game stream. Then when that's done, I'm going to share that with everybody, and you'll be able to. We'll make a build of the game that works just with this editor, and you'll be able to launch the game from the editor with that level code in, so you'll be able to check that level. So you'll only be able to test one level at a time, but you will be able to edit levels and then send them to me, and we can add them into the game. We will do some testing though. We're not just going to do what we did with Luma and add every single level in. We will make some clever decisions on some not clever, some educated decisions on whether or not a level should be included or not. So we need to be inventive about them, but we do need to get the enemies 100%. So I think what we're going to do on the next stream and the stream after, which are the last two streams before I've got my 4 weeks off, is get the game in a state where it's at least playable through a single level, which it kind of is now, but I want to get the enemies a bit more fine-tuned. So then you can go off and you can make a level and test it with combinations of enemies and various things, and we can start building a level collection up, and hopefully get the game pretty finished soon. So I don't know what CPL is. What does CPL do? Oops. Complement a key. Oh, yes, it probably would, I guess. Complement it, increment it. So that's the same as EOR FF add 1, add HL. Yeah, that's going to be quicker as well. Oh, yeah, I like that. So that is going to So that's the. I'm going to write what the equivalent is here. So that's the equivalent of doing that, and then obviously that adds one to it. How slow is ink compared to add, by the way? Cycles 1. Oh, it's pretty quick actually. It's quite slow on the C64. Oh yeah, it's quicker actually. Ah, interesting. So it's good to know that that's quicker. And then add accumulator. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Let's give that a try actually quickly, just make sure that works. Yeah, it's just yeah, exactly. It's a trick that we use sometimes when we're doing side numbers anyway in on a Commodore. So yeah, it works. It's fine. It's a much better way of doing it. Thank you. I didn't realize it had that. That's kind of nice. It would be really nice if it included that as well. Like if it actually did create the negative version. But I know it's complement. It's not negate, which is something different. Yeah. Oh, it does. I know the Mega 65 has it as well, which is kind of cool. Which I'm looking forward to using as well. I think it's going to be very useful. Okay, so we need to find the base of the door. So let's create a routine called find base of door. We'll return that. We'll return it in HL because that's what we're messing with down here. We might as well make use of it while we're at it. So in order to find the base of the door, all we're going to do is we're going to take the address that we've got here and put it into HL. So we're going to load the accumulator with the byte that's in collision. Oh God, collision charges +0. I always put the +0 just so you know that it's going to be more than one byte worth of information. That's the lower byte, so it goes in L. Yeah, the fuzzy logic is kind of crazy. What did you? Oh, one big confusion. Fuzzy logic, technical logic is one big confusion. I don't know how I got the rest of that, but oops. Basically just. So now HL contains the character that's in this location. Do you still need to push and pop BC now? No, I don't. That's a very good point. Thank you. Oh, but it's good having a Z80 person on here. Definitely helps. Thing is, I get the concept behind it all, but what I don't understand is the intricacies of what Z80 is doing to the flags. Although I'm slowly learning what it's doing to the flags. Yeah, push HL, pop HL, pop HL. Yep. And what commands can do. So I'm very quickly learning that you can only seem to do anything with the accumulator or HL like this. I was going to say, is that DuckTales? It is as well. DuckTales. Ooh. Okay, so in order to check, what we need to do is we need to increment. We need to increment this by, well, what is it going to be? 20 at a time. So we can start. No, let's not start there. Actually, yeah, let's. Hang on. No, let's do it all in HL and then put it back in. No, we'll just leave it in HL because we said we're going to return it in HL. So now we take. Now this is going to be in a loop here. I know it looks kind of daft because I'm already doing this up here, but there's a reason for this. So I need to add 20. Now this could it? Yes, it could overlap. So we need to do the same with carry here for H. And then we need to check. So we're going to load the accumulator with the contents of HL. And we're also going to load the contents with HL here. And we're going to store that in, call it door collision chart. That'll just be 1 byte. And then here, we're going to compare this value in the accumulator. Actually, can we just compare HL direct? Hang on. No, of course you can't. No, fine. So yeah, I'm learning you can only do things with the accumulator. In some cases you can do it with HL, but generally, if you want to do something, do it with the fucking accumulator or get the fuck out. So we're going to compare that to door collision chart. And if it is the same, so if it's non-zero, oh, hang on, no, if it's 0, meaning it's the same, then we go back to loop. So this is going to keep going down 1 character at a time until this byte no longer matches. So until it finds the end of the door. Then when it finds the end of the door, we've got to do the reverse of this. We've got to take this value and subtract now. So I believe it's sub SBC. Yes. And return. And now HL contains the base of the character, the location of the base of the door. We'll test that now by so here is where we would store it, but instead what we're going to do is we're going to load the accumulator with, I think it's just going to be 0, isn't it? That one there, yeah, 0. And then we're going to store that in HL. So hopefully what this will do now is when we hit a door and we have the key, the very bottom piece of the door will disappear if this is working. It's 55. What have I done wrong? No, it's not doors. This is doors. Okay, so I need to put that into, hang on, what can I test that against? So I can test against HL, a number, or a register. Okay, so wait. So it would be this way instead. It's better. Okay. Okay, we didn't see the bottom of the door disappear, so that's not a good sign. Which could be because it's in shadow RAM. Yes, it's because it's in the shadow map. Okay, so shit, how can do this? So okay. Um so the problem is the value that it returns is going to be the shadow RAM, and it's not the shadow RAM we want. We want the actual screen RAM. And so we now need to take the screen location and right, hang on. Where is shadow RAM? Shadow map. Here we go. So this bit here needs to be shadow map, and we just want the upper. Yeah, that should give us the upper bytes. That's going to be higher. So no, actually, this is going to have to be subtract 0 and then add. Shadow map upper minus screen RAM upper, which is going to be 9C. Because what we're going to get is, oh no, it needs to be sub, doesn't it? It needs to be sub. Because what we're going to get is a value that's up in C000, but we need to translate it to that. So let's try that. So we might have to do a test in here just to see what value we're getting back at this point. And this is probably not going to work because now this is potentially happening during screen RAM updates. So we shall have to see. Yeah, it's going to happen in a screen RAM update, so it's not going to work. It worked there though, so it kind of is working. Okay, let's just see. Maybe I just got unlucky with the position that happened at. Yeah, okay, so it does work. It's just because it sometimes doesn't happen in screen RAM. Okay, so at this point here, we would store that location in the animation list, and the animation would happen in the H blank, which would then make sure that it does get removed at the right time. Okay, cool. I think I'm going to leave it there. I can remember where I'm up to. I'm in doors. So we'll continue with the doors next week. I'm going to do... Yeah, it's not far away now. I just need to make the door animation actually happen during the right position. I should be able to put it in V blank now. Thinking about it. Because we've got everything going in here now, so it should be fine. So what I'll do on the next stream, I'll take this HL value that we've got here that currently we're just removing, and I will store it in the animation list. And then that would be used to oh god, Acmefin, that's terrible. That's terrible. Okay, I need to be cleansed. I need to be cleansed. Do you know, a fashionable lawn statue and excellent sense of rhythm. Okay. I don't know which is worse. I don't know which is worse. Yeah, all right. So we'll do this on Mayhem's gonna win it now. He's bet on what here? Doc wins. Yep, so we'll continue this next week. We'll do some more doors. We should be able to finish the doors next stream, I think. To be honest, I spent most of the time confused over the freaking pop and push stuff. But it's been good. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on Thursday. I really enjoyed doing the hardware stuff, but I'll come up with something to do. And then Saturday, of course, we're going to do the giveaway. But right now, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll leave the requests on. I'll leave the races on. But when I come back, I'm going to stop the SID requests and stop the tunes. So don't request too much because you'll have to wait till next stream to hear them. And then I'm going to load up, what's it called? Fall Guys. And we're going to give that a try. I've not played it yet. I've been dying to play it, but I thought I'd hold off until this stream to give it a try. So hopefully it's decent. Better I'd be. I've waited for it. So no, Fall Guys, not Fall Guy. It's a bit of PC streaming. All right, so I'll be back in 5 minutes, guys. Be right back.